Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Mrs. KK and this is The Wave. So if you're new here, welcome, and if you're already a returning subscriber, a very warm welcome. And as usual, thank you very much for stopping by and engaging with our content here on YouTube and as well as on our various social media platform. Also, please, if you're not following us on Instagram, please do follow us on Money Matters with Budget B as well as on TikTok. I recently created a TikTok account. All right. So yesterday I was busy sorting out my corporate back to work outfits, and yeah, I can't believe it's been almost 3 months already. I've been reaching out to friends on things I should do before I return to work, and one of them was sorting out my clothes because not everything is going to be I'm able to fit in the old clothes, right? So as I was doing that, I was actually reflecting on the baby shower gifts that I got, and I thought to myself, what are the most useful items I've received, convenience item I've received, nice to have items I've received, and things I received that I potentially didn't use or could have left out of the gift registry. Okay. So number one, the things I absolutely love. Number one is my nappy bin. Look, I didn't know how many nappies you would have to change at the early stages of the baby. All these little beings do is eat and poop, and every time you have to change a nappy. And I would have absolutely hated it if I have to stand up all the time, take the nappy outside. So luckily with this nappy bin, I could just put it in a plastic, tuck it in there, and then as soon as the nappy bin was full, husband takes it outside, brings it back, I continue my cycle. And during the early days when I was really, still trying to recover hectically, I didn't have to move around up and down, and that really helped me a lot. So I loved my nappy bin. I know some people say, it's not helpful. Maybe when the baby grows, when you don't have to go through that many diaper changes, but in the early stages, I absolutely loved my nappy bin. It was a Tommy Tippy nappy bin, and it came with the original plastic net, and my friends gave me 300 nappy plastics that I could also use after the original plastic was done. So that's my favorite. My second favorite is the cash. On my baby shower gift registry list, I had put a voucher towards a contribution towards a breast pump or contribution towards a baby cot, and my friends left 1,500 in cash for me to go and use it with whatever was short. So we took that cash after the baby was born, and then we went and topped up to go buy the breast pump and the baby cot at the same time. So this is something really handy. Instead of giving your friends vouchers, consider perhaps giving them cash, because vouchers sometimes restrict where people can buy the things, whereas cash means that the person has a little bit more flexibility towards where they choose to go buy whatever it is that they absolutely need at that point in time. So those are my two absolute favorite gifts from the baby shower process. My most convenient ones that I actually found very, very useful. Number one is a changing mat. I don't even actually think I would have thought about it if it didn't come as a gift, because it didn't really cross my mind. It wasn't even on my shower list. But I realized that during those first few days, I was struggling with the baby peeing as soon as I removed the nappy, and sometimes the pee would go on the changing mat. If I didn't have the changing mat, that would have gone directly on my blanket, and that meant that I had to go through a lot of washing sheets, which wouldn't be nice. So that really came handy. And secondly, lots and lots of wipes. So I got a box of 9 wipers in it, and each packet inside had 50. So it's 50 times 9, and I also got smaller packets. And until now, I'm still using those baby shower wipes. And with the nappies, with the number of nappy changes, so are the wipes. And I'm currently using a packet of 50 per week. So I don't know if I'm using too much, but when I change a poopy diaper, sometimes it feels like crisis management. I grab the wipes and I just use. I hope with time I get better at it and I don't have to use that many, but I absolutely love my wipes, and you now understand why. So those are my two convenient gifts that I received. Things I didn't know I needed that I got that I really also found useful was a thermostat or I don't know if I will find it, sorry. This thing, I think it's a thermometer to check the baby temperature. This came actually from Medical Aid, the lady that brought me the forms to fill in order for me to add the baby on Medical Aid when I was in the hospital. It came with a thermometer, and it really became handy, especially when you take the child for vaccination. It's very important that you monitor the temperature to pick up and see if the baby is picking up a fever or not. So I didn't even think I needed it, but luckily it came as a gift or token of appreciation from Medica Aid, and I absolutely appreciate it. The other thing that I appreciated, let me give it a pause here, was why is my mind going blank now all of a sudden? Okay, I'll come back to the things I appreciated, but this is one of them. Things I got that I didn't absolutely potentially need. One was a sleeping bag. I probably am the one that put it on that shower list because I think there was one. I got a cute white one. The first 2 weeks of also for the baby being born, I think I forgot about it. And yes, before I forget, the other useful thing I received as a gift, it didn't come as a baby shower gift, but it was a nursing tea. A friend brought me at the hospital to help with milk production, because it's very crucial in the early stages to stimulate your milk production, because that can make or break your breastfeeding journey. So I got the nursing tea. I'm gonna put it up as a picture somewhere, and I've been using it, and it's actually the only thing that I'm using currently to stimulate my milk. So I do that, and I use that in oats, and I'm getting pretty consistent milk supply. And I think it's maybe that tea, or maybe I just have milk, I don't know. But yeah, that's something I really found very useful, that I absolutely had no idea. I didn't know people had to drink certain things or had to help, you need to help your body produce the milk. So that I absolutely found useful. So going back to things I potentially could have left out of that list is the sleeping bag. First 2 weeks of the baby's life, I potentially forgot about the sleeping bag, and eventually I stumbled upon it. And then I didn't and I tried it. Baby didn't like it. Now the baby is too grown for it. So yeah, it's almost as brand new. So shipping it off to the next friend that has a baby, because absolutely I did not use it, and I don't think I will use it again. And another thing that I got, it's another baby carrier, some sort of thing. It's not the baby carrier that you normally use to carry the baby in. It's like a bag. I don't know how to explain it, but it sounded fancy at the time. But generally speaking, I'm also a bit scared to use baby carrier, because sometimes I feel like I don't trust the strength and so I also haven't used that. So it's also as brand as new. And next time I have a friend that has a baby, I might just gift it away, because I did not use it at this point in time. So those are my favorite things I received for the baby. A bonus one that I loved is a pre-loved milk bottle sterilizer that I got from my friend. And at first I was like, do I really need it? No. But I realized, because I started pumping, it requires a lot of washing your milk bottle. And sometimes when I express I have too much milk, then I give the baby a bottle, or I express and the baby just wakes up and my boobs are empty, I give the baby in a bottle. So every time I use the bottles, every time I use the breast pump, I have to wash it. And every time I wash the breast pumps, I have to sterilize them in the microwave. So that came really, really handy, and it's something that I wouldn't have thought of at that point in time. But also I wasn't really too exposed to pumping, so I didn't really know what was needed and what wasn't needed. So those are some of my absolute favorite, absolute necessity, absolute convenient, and things I wish I could have left off the list and get some other things. Also, maybe the regret list here is putting off things that you can take off Medica Aid. I've seen because when I did a baby shower list, I didn't know where to start. So a friend gave me an old list that I can use from her friend. And I found things like Rutorina drops, colic drops, Tentament, I think something like that. Those things you can take from Medica Aid. So rather put things you can't get off Medica Aid rather than putting things you can actually get on. So I ended up having 3 colic drops, and also when I went to my first visit, I also got a colic drop. So it's things like that I could have just left out and put other things. But all the other gifts I appreciate and I love them, but those ones stood out for me. Personally, for me as a mother, things I've received is receiving, I absolutely loved, is receiving different types of pads from different brands. Number one, I didn't even know I needed that many maternity pads. I think I was still bleeding 2 weeks into. So, and I had initially only bought myself 3 packets that would have run out before I even left the hospital. But because I had all these different brands, now I know which brand works better and which brand is absorbent and which brand I'll buy next time. And having a lot of them meant that I could use a lot of them without actually having to go back to the shop, because I didn't have to go to the shop at any point in time to get more pets. That I really appreciated for me as a mother. Secondly, is also something that I absolutely needed that I got was the nipple cream. I had a nipple crack which was really painful, so that came in handy. So I had bought a nipple cream, but it wasn't effective, and as soon as I told my friend, she gave me one that was left over from her previous time when she was nursing. So I absolutely found those two necessity. Maybe things I got that I didn't really use much as the stretch mark cream. I already had a stretch mark cream, now I got another one. So yeah, I'm still using it, but it's not something that was really critical. And for me as a mother, what else stood out for me? Oh, I also got different brands of breast pads. I saw some were too itchy, some were too big, so it helped me sort of think, if I were to go back to work, which brand must I buy. So basically for me as a mother, is getting same things in different brands and figuring out which brand is actually better for me, and knowing that whenever I restock, whenever I have another baby, which brand I would go for. Because when I was buying, I absolutely had no clue what brand to use. Not really so much about costs, but all these things cost money at the end of the day, but more of what I loved, what I didn't love, what I would have left out, and what I would do differently next time. So this is the only thing I wanted to share in this video. Please share it with someone that's expecting, or consider this when you plan a baby shower for your friend next time. So until next time, it is goodbye, and let's continue engaging.